Jeff Bezos may be selling Washington Post to buy Commanders. Investors say this is a New York Post story that just came out. So the problem for Bezos reportedly is that the Commanders' embattled owner, Dan Snyder, is still sore over the storied newspaper series of exposés alleging a toxic management culture at the team where bosses, including Snyder, allegedly enabled sex harassment. Some even believe that Snyder suspects Bezos, who bought the Washington Post in 2013 for $250 million, encouraged the tough coverage in 2020 in a bid to force him to sell the team. Front Office Sports reports last Tuesday that Bank of America, hired by Snyder to auction the Commanders, continues to court Bezos, even if there are indicators that Snyder doesn't want to sell to the Amazon founder. Tom, what's going to end up happening here?
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter what Dan Snyder thinks. Dan Snyder, his organization was horribly sexist. We found out what the whistleblowers pointed out. It wasn't overblown. They were not cleat chasers. They weren't girls looking for money. This was really a nasty environment, especially the turnover of employees. And the NFL said, enough. Enough. You're selling. Same thing happened with Carolina Panthers. And we all know in the NBA, Phoenix owner, right, Pat? Phoenix Suns owner. It's like, hey, man, we need to go to a new era, of positive, encouraging, labor bases and workplaces. And so Bezos, what's he in the business of? Selling papers. So what he did, he ran stories. He ran stories in the Washington market. And maybe this owner was used to getting his way with the newspaper. Hey, the NFL, we buy, we do a lot of things. We bring a lot of money this town. Maybe go a little easy on us. And they send their lawyers and their PR people after it. Guess what? Gigs up. And the other side of it is, if Bezos does want to buy the Commanders, I don't think he has to play this game that Dan Snyder thinks he's playing. I think Bezos could call the NFL and say, were you looking for an owner and looking to force the sale, like you forced the sale of the Dodgers when they had a bad owner, and the NBA in Phoenix and all this? Are you looking for someone with some dollars to enter in this? Please hold for Bank of America. They're running the auction for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Bezos. Your number is number 622. Here's your paddle. The auction starts tomorrow. And I think it's that simple. The NFL would love to have an owner like Bezos come in and buy the franchise, especially since Bezos is putting his mansion, his life, base of operations in Washington.
What's the percentage that he's going to end up buying it? What are the odds?
I'm at 60% and rising right now because the NFL wants this to happen and they need somebody to buy the franchise. And just like, remember what happened with Jerry down in Carolina? And they're like, dude, you are selling this and you have no choice. You're done. And they did the Dodgers with the McCourt family. Remember that?
Baseball they forced out Donald Sterling when they brought in, what's his name from Microsoft? Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
Came in and bought him.
Great example.
Yeah, when they want to force somebody out, they know how to do it to force somebody out. So
if Bezos buys it, you think he'll change the name to like the Washington Amazonian, something different to make it look. You know what I mean? Because that name is horrible. The Commander's band is horrible. Like the Amazonians, it's like that ship. That
Commander's
arrow
is a pretty bad name.
It's not cool.
And the logo's not.
Logo's not good.
Yeah,
the Amazonians.
Well, he was embattled in the whole Redskins controversy for a decade.
Yeah.
I'll just say this about Dan Snyder. Number one, Jeff Bezos could spend $250 million, even overpay $300 million. Is that the price tag that they're asking for?
No.
Oh no,
$6 billion. No, it's
$6 billion?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what he bought the
Washington right now.
By the way, he only bought the Washington Post for $250 million. Is that what that number is?
You know what it's worth today? $251. It's gone up $1 million.
That's exactly right.
I guess my point is Bezos could buy that no problem. Here's my thing with Dan Snyder. How many NFL owners' names can you name off the top of your head?
Me.
We all know Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is the guy.
Kraft.
We know Bob Kraft because he's won
Ballmer.
7 Super. No, that's NBA.
Oh, you said NFL.
NFL owners.
And Mara,
Jerry Jones,
Mara from the
Kraft.
Giants.
Yeah, very public family, the Mora family.
Yeah, great actors.
Al Davis, he's passed away, but
exactly. You don't is okay. So
the Raiders, Davis and the Raiders, very common. That's not just because I know it.
You know Al Davis because he's a legacy. Most people don't know who the new owner is, though.
Mark Davis's son, actually.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the vast majority of the owners.
That's my
really
point.
knows. Yeah,
is that okay?
We know the famous ones.
But why do you know those names? You know Jerry Jones because he was the most expensive franchise in the world, Dallas Cowboys,
and people getting in trouble,
and it's America's team. Robert Kraft because he's won 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are legacy. Al Davis because they won Super Bowls in the 80s.
And they were
Point
kind
is,
of a
you don't
face.
know these owners' names.
The majority
These
of
are
them know.
nameless, faceless billionaires.
Yeah.
Why do we know Dan Snyder's name? Redskins haven't done shit since the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay? It's because his brand is tarnished, it's toxic,
Yeah.
and his name's always in the news because they want him out of there. What's the guy who just is selling Phoenix Suns? Robert Sarver.
Yeah.
Is the new Donald Sterling of the NBA. The point is they're going to keep. It's almost like in politics: slow drip, slow drip, slow drip. Like what's happening with Biden right now. You might think it's the RNC that's doing this. I think it's a lot of the DNC that's like slow drip, slow drip. When you want someone out, that's it. You want them out. That's what's going on with Dan Snyder. Is everyone wants him out of there, and they're just going to keep leaning on him until he sells.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.